Hi guys, welcome to PioneerRx Yoga. I am Natalie and we're in for 30 minutes of a yoga flow today where we'll need a strap, a block, and of course your mat. Remember to give yourself space so that you're not bumping into anything. If you're at home and you want to use blankets or even towels to prop yourself up, that would be a great idea. Today's class is going to be focusing on hips, so whether you have tight hips or very flexible, this is going to be a treat. So let's get started on our back. So take a moment to relax, get centered. If you feel like taking a full body stretch, you could do that. And just breathe for a minute. Focusing on hips, it's a great way to kind of like address physical tension that we store, that we accumulate. For runners, this is going to be a great class, even if we just sit for long periods of time. So take a full body stretch if you're not already there. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll out your wrists, your ankles. Breathe deeply and intentionally in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then gently bring your knees in towards your chest. And then if you feel like you need to give your lower back some love, you can sway from side to side. If you're just joining us, remember you can take child's pose anytime you like to reset. For a hip-focused class, your props are your best friends. So we're not forcing anything, we're just easing into it, releasing tensions, releasing stress. And now draw circles with your knees but away from each other. And play with flexing your feet and pointing your toes. And now switch. Circles, draw circles towards your knees, towards each other. And then come to stillness with your knees towards your chest. And if it feels good, you can bring your forehead up towards your knees. Roll over to the side to prop yourself up to your seat. Then with your feet planted, you're going to take a figure 4, like so. Any leg works. Keep your foot flexed. You can place your hands back or you can kind of cradle that leg if it feels good, if you want to intensify. So kind of like you're holding something precious. Or you can stay in figure 4. So you're drawing that hip down and letting gravity do the rest. You're not forcing it, you're just easing into it. And we switch. You want to drive your knee, your bent knee, away from your chest. And then whenever you're ready, you can cradle that leg, keeping that foot flexed. Feel that stretch. And then both feet planted. And then we're gonna, with all your toes and your fingers facing the front, we're gonna take a reverse tabletop, first one of class. So squeeze your shoulder blades together before you let your head fall back. And again, if that doesn't feel good, you're welcome to stay here and then let your back find the mat one more time. And this time we're going to take bridge pose. Squeeze your thighs towards each other, and if you have a block, place it in between your thighs. So you're engaging your legs so your lower back doesn't have to do a lot of work here. Lower down. Make your way to your seat. And then let's all meet in downward facing dog. Walk your dog since it's your first one of class. And here, try sending your heels from side to side and see what that does, if it feels good or not. Bend both knees and then straighten your legs back up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and this is a great place to have a block in between your thighs. Squeeze that block. Sink your heels down. Engage your legs early on. Let go of the block, then come to tabletop. Extend your right leg and press your thumb down and then extend through the heel. Switch. Come back to tabletop. Right hand forward, left foot back. You can have your right toes flat or tucked under. Engage your core, and then bend your left foot and reach. You can use this strap here as an extension of your arms if that feels good. Like so. Let go. Come back to tabletop. Left hand forward, right foot back. Engage that leg, engage that hand, and then bend and reach. Come back to tabletop, and then take child's pose. Big toes touch, knees are wide. This is your home base. This is how you reset. Move your head from side to side if your forehead is on the mat. Come back to tabletop. So from tabletop, curl your toes under and send your hips high to downward facing dog. Get your big toes to touch. Lift your right heel high to the sky. Bend your knee to open up that hip. And by the way, if you want to modify, you could do this in tabletop. So now draw circles with that knee. One way, and then switch. Keep that foot flexed, and then extend. Bring your knee towards your nose, and then plant your foot in between your hands. Let your left knee find the mat. Back toes tucked under or flat, whatever feels good. If you're at home and you want to place a towel or a blanket under that knee, you could do that. So here you want your front knee to be in line with your ankle. Wherever you're at, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Place both hands inside your front foot, lift your back knee. Lizard pose. You could be here or you can keep your knee down if you want to keep modifying. Listen to your body. Shift back and forth. Feel that hip opening up. If you want more, you can come down to your forearms. If you want more, you can press the outer edge of that right foot and then let your knee kind of like get closer and closer to the ground. Let your left knee find the mat. And then gently press your front knee towards the ground. Very gently. Now reach for your back foot with your right hand. And again, if you need a strap as an extension of your arms, you can do that. Remember, you're not forcing anything. You're just gently easing into it. Come out of the pose same way you came in. We go back to lizard pose and then downward facing dog. Stretch the backs of your legs here. That should feel really good. Sink your heels down and then walk your dog. Come back to tabletop and back to child's pose. It's very important to reset your hips here. If you want more out of this child's pose, you can move your knees farther apart from each other. See how that feels. Tabletop, downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Bend one knee at a time. Send your heels or your hips from side to side. And then press your body away from the ground so that your ribs get closer to your thighs. Get your big toes to touch. Left heel high to the sky. Flex that foot, bend that knee, and remember, you can modify. And draw circles, one way, and switch. Wherever you're at, extend your leg. Bring your foot in between your thumbs. Right knee down. So alignment first, knee right above your ankle. Engage your core so you're not dumping all your weight into that hip flexor. Lizard pose, both hands inside your foot. You can stay here with your knee down or you can lift it. But remember, shift your weight. Listen to your body. If you're not ready to go to what's next, you can stay here. You're perfectly fine. If you want more, come down to your forearms. Some people even like to place their foot on a block, their front foot on a block for more of a stretch. Let your back knee find the mat if you're not already there, and then reach for your back foot with your left hand. And then if you need a strap, you can use a strap. You can use a towel. I've seen people use long socks too. So wherever you're at, breathe, and then slowly and intentionally come out of the pose the same way you came in. Go back to lizard, and then back to downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Child's pose. Reset. So check in with your hips. Breathe deeply and intentionally. And then make your way to your seat. We're going to try that figure 4 one more time. Right leg first. Notice the difference. Drawing that knee away from your chest. And just notice. Don't judge yourself. Don't expect to feel a certain way. Just notice. Right now it's like this. Maybe you cradle. And switch. Drawing that left knee away from your chest. Cradle. And then back down. Take butterfly. And then here, you can always use, if you have more than a block, you can use it to prop your knees up, if that feels good. Breathe deeply. Inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. One more time. And lower them down. Inhale, reach. If you're comfortable here, if you feel enough sensation, you can stay here. If you want more, you can fold. Send your exhales towards your inner thighs, towards your hip flexors. Release that tension. And then walk yourself up. Make your way one more time, downward facing dog. Send your hips from side to side. Engage your core here and draw your shoulder blades together. Press your body away. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Flatten your back, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Mountain pose, reach up. Draw your hands to your heart center. Tree pose. So people don't think that tree pose is a hip opener, but it actually is. You want to draw that knee towards the back. Lift up out of your torso, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Focus on your hips here. Grow your tree. Let your gaze stay wherever it's at. And take 3 full breaths here. After your third exhale, come out of the pose, shake it off. Send your hips from side to side. Inhale, reach. Tree pose on the left. So wherever you're at, you're not pressing against your knee. Send that left knee back. Grow your tree if you're ready. Two more full breaths. Soften the muscles on your face. And come out of the pose. Send your hips from side to side. And then let's take standing leg raise on the right. So foot is flexed. You're here. If you want to use a strap to intensify, you can do that here. So the way to make it more intense is to kind of grab your toe and open up. You could do that with your knee. But if you want to use the strap as an extension of your arms, you can do that too. Here, and then you open up. So wherever you're at, it's perfect. Just find some balance. Use your breath and your gaze to keep balance. And if you fall, come right back up. Come back to center and back down and shake it off. Wiggle it out. Shift your weight from foot to foot. And let's try the other side. So remember, you can be here and then open up like a book. You can grab your toe, your big toe, and open up. Or you can use a strap. Wherever you're at, it's perfect. Engage your shoulder blades so you have more balance. And come back to center and back down. Shake it off. Let go of the pose. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, let them fall into place. One more time. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Nice. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, breathe in. Forward fold. Reach up, mountain pose. We're going to take dancer's pose on the right side. So with your hands up, you're going to open up that shoulder and then grab the inside of your right foot, like so. So your thumb is up, your right thumb is up. You grab the inside of the foot. You can stay here. this is fine. If you want more, you can reach towards the ceiling with your foot and your hand. You can always use a strap here. If this is enough, you stay here. If you want more, you can hook your toes, your elbow crease, and reach up. Wherever you're at is perfect. Just make sure that you're opening that shoulder up. And let go, shake it off. Inhale, reach. Dancers on the left. Inside of the left foot, thumb is up. You can stay here. And I'm going to show you how to do it with the strap. So you're here. And then you grab it, and you're here. So this is also dancers. It's just you're using the strap as an extension of your arms. Come out of the pose, shake it off. Inhale, reach. Hands to your heart center. Reach up, forward fold. Flat back, top of the push-up. First push-up of class. Shift forward, elbows in, chaturanga. Hold your chaturanga. Untuck your toes, upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Big toes touch. Right heel high to the sky. Knee to nose. And then take half pigeon by taking that ankle towards your left wrist. So you're here. You want your front thigh parallel to the mat. I'll do it on this side. You want your front thigh parallel to the mat. And then eventually you want your shin parallel to the top of the mat. But if you're not there yet, that's okay. Flex your feet so that you're protecting your lower back. And then you can always use a blanket or a block to prop yourself up. We have a tendency to lean to one side or the other. Keep yourself balanced, keep yourself even here. And then if you want to come to a more restorative version of the pose, you can walk your hands and then let your forehead find the mat. So wherever you're at, use your props. Breathe deeply, send your exhales towards your hips. Lift up, bend your knee, and then reach for mermaid. So you could be here, this is fine. You can use a strap as an extension of your arms, like this, or just like with dancers, you can hook your toes by your elbow and then come to a bind. So this is the hardest version of the pose. You can stay here and just breathe. Letting your knees, letting gravity do the work and letting your knees sink deeper and deeper to the ground, not forcing anything, just breathing. And then come out of the pose, make your way to downward facing dog. And here, what I like to do is I like to kick, bend, lift, do whatever I need to do to reset, draw circles, and take your time here. There's a lot of work happening, a lot of things that your hips are doing. So give yourself a moment, and then let's try the left side. Left heel high to the sky, knee to nose, and then take that foot towards your right wrist. Half pigeon, left side. So remember, front thigh parallel to the mat. Wherever your shin is not important as long as your foot is flexed. If you need to place a block or sit on a block, you could do that. Keep your hips even. And then if your knee is super high, you can also prop it up. I like to use a rolled up blanket here. Makes me feel more comfortable. So you're here. Draw that hip forward. Draw that right hip forward. and let that left knee find the mat. And then you can walk your hands forward, let your forehead find the mat, or you can stay up, whatever feels good. You can even use a block for your forehead if that feels better. Let gravity do the work. Bend your right knee and reach with your right hand for mermaid. And remember, you can always use a strap. It's always available. And just walk your hands closer and closer to that foot. Or you can use a bind, like this. Give yourself one more breath. I know we all want to get out of it. And let go. Downward facing dog. Again, stretch, kick, bend. Do whatever you need to do here to reset. And then lift your heels super high. Let your heels sink. And then lift them up again. Feel that stretch. Stretch the backs of your legs. And then come to tabletop. Extend your right leg and press. Switch sides. This should feel good after those half pigeons. Let yourself find your seat. So we're going to try double pigeon now. So you're basically stacking your shins. Your ankles could go past your knees. You're flexing your feet towards each other. And again, if your knees are this high up, you can use the block in any setting to let them rest. You could even use a block in between your knee and your ankle. The trick here is to let gravity do the work, and eventually your knees will get closer and closer to the mat. You could even lift yourself up to tilt your pelvis forward. That really helps in this pose. Wherever you're at, breathe deeply. Exhale. If you want more, you can walk your hands forward and fold. That's only if you want more. Lift up, extend both legs and wiggle it out. Use your fists to tap your thighs, squeeze your shins, your calves. And then let's try the other side. Again, your ankle can go past your knee. That's perfectly fine here. Flex your feet to keep those knees safe. Tilt your pelvis forward and breathe. Fold if that's available. One more breath. And let go. Extend both legs. Wiggle, shake, tap. And make your way to Recline Butterfly. Have your strap close to you. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. If you feel like this is all you need to reset, you may stay here. If you feel like your hips need a little bit more, use the strap. You could do any leg first, and then hook it around your foot, and then let your foot fall one way or another, just to kind of massage that lower back, that hip flexor. You could even draw circles, keeping your lower back and your shoulders on the mat. So you're just using the strap as an extension of that arm. And switch. You can keep your foot planted or extended, whatever feels good. Let them fall over to one side And the other, you could even do back and forth. And whenever you feel complete, let go and go back to Recline Butterfly. Place a hand over your belly and a hand over your chest, and find some gratitude towards your hips, towards your body, towards the work that you did today. Exhale into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Close your eyes if you're not already there. Take a moment to relax. Find some gratitude for your hips, for the work that they did today, for your body, for your practice. Deep breath in. Roll over to the side for infant's pose. And then lift yourself up to your seat. Place your hands over your knees, roll out your neck. Release the tension there, switch sides. Open your eyes if you're not already there. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. You are done with your practice.